Hey guys, I'm here outside reading another book. This time I picked up a surfer book. If you don't know me, I like to surf. I love doing aquatic sports, and these past couple of months I've been reading up on literature around philosophy, self-development, relationships, nature, and so been wanting to get a different kind of energy in me through literature. And when I went to Barnes and Nobles, I walked through the aisle, was searching and saying, what's gonna catch my eye, and found this guy. And I said, oh wow, I haven't read anything on surfing, so I was like, might as well. And so I got the book Kook. I got it in the summer. It's my summer read. Has some romance in it, but it's very much more adventure, and it has a lesson to it, which I always love a good lesson. So this one says, what surfing taught me about love, life, and catching the perfect wave, by Peter Heller, author of The Dog Stars. So anyhow, yeah, the premise of this book basically is the author taking us down a journey of when he goes down to California, Seal Beach area, and wants to go try surfing, and needs to kind of change it up, and falls in love with it. Falls in love with it in the same way that I did when I first tried surfing back when I was in high school. And anyhow, he takes us through. He does the whole kook thing. He is a sellout, goes all the way from buying a board to buying a van to bringing his girlfriend along, and they got baptized into the surf culture, and totally takes on the kook persona. And I'm currently in the section where they're going to they're in Baja California, and they are living the life of surfing in the surf culture, and they're camping and mingling, and just are so open to just learning and ingesting and absorbing anything that they can get, just to be better at surfing, or just to connect with like-minded folks. And it's just beautiful. We learn about that, how he and his girlfriend get engaged, and they fall in love, and they get married. And I'm spoiling the book for you guys, but it's so beautiful in the way that he describes things. He just adds so much color to the experience of being in the ocean, and asks great questions, because there's always a lesson when you go out to the beach, or when you go out and you paddle and you're surfing. There's always something, because you're one with nature, and then you're challenged physically and mentally. So there's always a great lesson. Anyhow, I'm gonna read you a section of his book. It'll be short, and it's something that I thought that really resonated with me, and and I'll explain a little bit more after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this page, which is 147. I'm sorry, 145 and 146. So they're in Mexico, and they're already surfing. One thing I was discovering about surfing, my surfing, was that at this stage I could expect one good ride all morning, and to be honest, I should be grateful for that one. So much has to go right that even this ride is a great boon. A flock of royal terns wheeled just past the point, feeding on a bait ball. The sun was up, whitened, warming the morning and spangling the crest. Squads of pelicans flew in single file, wingtips just off the swell. I sat on my board and wondered, so is surfing a giddy escape, skipping over the surface of great suffering, or is it a triumph of courage to find an always painful world? I wanted to say, the waves howls. It is cathartic release. When I surf, I accept the full brunt, the chaos, the devastation and death, and transform into a kind of flight. Was that our job here? To take flight? To create joy in ourselves and others? To love? Hell if I knew. A set wave unreeled off the point, and I turned and caught it, left toward the rocks. Guys, that was not the most floral, but it was definitely the right questions, because when you're out there, you're questioning, man, what am I doing with my life? Why am I not doing this more? Why am I not enjoying life and just being in zen, in surfing, in adventure, in peace, and being with one. Like, and so, yeah, you ask about the occupation of what you do with your mind, what you do with your soul, what you do with your body, with your time that you have on this earth. And, you know, this author is just one who's just lets go and just flows and allows his path to unfold, of course with structure, because he obviously is driving a lot of his adventures by being open and curious and just learning. So anyhow, I thought that was really good. And for those who understand that there's suffering in surfing, there truly is, and there's courage, you know, the suffering of carrying your board, going through the waves, paddling out, sitting and waiting for the wave. And if you're lucky, you'd get maybe, if you're a kook like me, you know, you're maybe get 1, 2, 3 waves at least, you know, and you're waiting and you're patient and you're just gotta find the courage to take the right wave, to become more in sync and attuned with which waves to take, your timing, how you're sitting on the board, your posture. And then you're just putting all your energy into getting that right timing and paddling as hard as you can and jumping onto your board. And so there is suffering there. And then when you ride, gosh, he's so right that the wave howls, and that whole experience is a howl, and you're just screaming woohoo all the way to shore. And then you decide, all right, this was totally worth the wait. Yeah, I probably was out here for 30 minutes. We're gonna paddle back out. And you know that when that happens, it's probably, depending where you are, you got to paddle far out again, and that takes so much energy, but it's so worth the suffering. It's so worth the experience, and it's beautiful. And enjoying this book, highly recommend it. Go pick up Kook and learn a little about surfing and what he's learning. And if you're from California, you'll appreciate this, because he talks about all the places from Newport Beach to Huntington Beach to Seal Beach to San Onofre to San Diego, Venice, even down all the way to Baja California to Conejo Beach, so on and so forth. So highly recommend the book. Check it out, and let me know what you think. Thanks.